Hey there, happy Friday. Hopefully you're having a great trading week. I'm just gonna do one of these for the weekend vlog. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Hopefully everyone's doing well. A lot's been going on in the overall markets. I think the last one I did one about 2 weeks ago. A lot of hot themes, a lot of hot trends lately, and we're just gonna go over some of the basics and some of the trades which I took, and yeah, just dive into what I'm doing right now. Again, as I always say, I'm not a master of the markets. I'm not consistently profitable yet. I'm still learning. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, tell you I'm a millionaire. I'm not. My goal is to catalog my journey in route of becoming a successful trader. Alrighty. But first and foremost, I have this one's gonna be kind of long. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna go over the overall market. But I'm gonna talk about themes, sector plays. That's really what I want to talk about. And as I always mention, it's your job as a trader to keep a database of stock charts, and this is really what it comes down to right in front of you. But human nature never changes. Okay, I've been in this business for 7 years, and again, you may be wondering, if you've been in this for 7 years, why haven't you made it yet? I'm still learning, and I sometimes life happens. Okay, that's one thing about trading. If you love doing it, whenever you have some obstacle that comes in your way, you're not gonna give up. Okay, but I'm not gonna go into my story. But it's okay. Next month I'm gonna take a next step and fund my accounts again and get back to it. But always be learning in this business. You always want to be evolving in some sense. And what it comes down to in the end game is just patterns. That's really what this game is. And now I'm gonna go over some stock charts. I'm gonna show you. It's the exact same stuff that happened 7 years ago when I first started this. The overall sector is energy. Has been going well. Mainly quantum has been the one I'm going to talk about today. Quantum runners. And the main recent one is these metals, that I'll talk about. But I've witnessed, I would say, 4 sectors in my trading career. The weed sector, back whenever IGC era. And I have that here. This is what I want to show you. It takes time doing this. I have one for every year. But it's just the same stuff. Whenever IGC went parabolic to $15, this was the weed sector, and you had Chinese sympathy plays. It's the same stuff, and of course you have the Bitcoin plays, you have the COVID plays, I'm pretty sure I'm missing some more, but of course the recent one was in 21. COVID, was a crazy boom. But the point is, it's the same patterns, okay, over and over again. And what it comes down to is you have to find your playbook. Now again, if you know who I am, if you watch this, you know what my setups are. Opening ranges, these flags, breakouts on daily charts, hourly charts. It's simple because it works. And one thing about trading is that you don't have to overcomplicate it, okay? Don't do that. And you don't have to use all the fancy indicators. Level 2, I don't use level 2. It's too much noise. And as a trader, you want to limit the noise. And another thing is, again, I always tell yourself, surround yourself with ideal people. And I'm not saying to not listen to no one. No, always do. But just know that most people don't make it in the long run. So always follow credible people. And I've learned from credible people. The main guy who started this, of course, was Timothy Sykes. I learned a lot from him. Then from Nathan from IU, then a lot more. But the really game changer one was Christian Kalamagi, which everyone knows about already. But yeah, I want to show you that the same things happen over and over again, okay? Again, remember the 3 things. One thing that mainly important, that 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. Today was kind of a down day overall. I'm hoping we get hopefully more downside. That sounds crazy. But again, I always say the big money's made in these pullbacks. Hopefully we have some more downside in the future. But again, I'm no analyst. I'm not trying to predict things, just react. But let's just go over some of the quantum plays. Again, as I go over these, it's pretty much the exact same patterns on the charts over and over again. Is what you look for with RGTI. We'll go over the leader, RGTI. There's always in the sector, okay? And I have a YouTube video on my YouTube page about theme plays, going over the oil and energy. That was a recent sector with the Ukraine war. I have that on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. I'll probably link it in below this one. But it's the same stuff, okay? Number one, you don't in a sector play, you don't. Well, I have the rules here. I'm going to show you. I have it here. Here we go. COVID, and these are what I live by. Rules: play the hype, buy the rumor, sell the news. Never go against the crowd. Never say that a stock can go higher. Price action is king. Be patient. Wait for the trend to reverse if you're trying to short. You don't have to catch the exact top. There is always going to be plenty of room down that downside. No FOMO. Don't let FOMO trade. Chasing is not a strategy, okay? Again, and the freaking COVID was one of the greatest. Yes, it was sad, pandemic, but it offered opportunity that we're not likely going to see in a very long time. It was insane. Every day you made money, pretty much. But play the hype, okay? People are saying RGC, the market cap doesn't justify the price. Who cares? Who cares? What matters at the end of the day is price action. That is all that matters, okay? No one gives a shit about your opinion. What comes down to it is price action. And I was on this, I believe I made comments in a video lesson this year already. The best stocks that have potential to run are the ones that I've ran before, okay? Previous runners can run again. And it tried right here. Again, this is a premise. You want a big move, pull back towards ideally some moving average. You know, some moving average that's rising. You want it to base on that moving average. Then from there, the best ones ideally take time. You know, they go sideways for a while on that moving average. Then over time, the best stocks test it, then they go. It sounds simple in some variation, but this is how it works, okay? And the best stocks I've noticed in the years test a breakout and they fell. Test it, they fell, but they hold the moving averages like you see here. You know, all these perks are building the setup very well. You know, you want to think, yeah, it's gonna go down, but no, it fails. The best stocks test that area of resistance and hold, and test the area of support and hold. It's creating ranges. It's proving the setup is valid, in my opinion. And this is a 5-star setup. 5-star setup, okay? And this is why you don't want to go against the stock. I don't understand people who short this. They're trying to fight a trend, okay? And yes, in theory, in the long run, 10 years from now, yes, this stock will likely be at zero, but in the moment, all that matters is price action, the hype, the news, okay? Again, you have to put things in perspective. Most people can go long rather than go shorting. Most people don't even know shorting exists. So you're fighting against the herd. And as I always mentioned, okay, as I said here, there's always going to be room on the downside. There's no need to catch the exact top, like on these runners from COVID. I don't have them here. I don't know why I don't, but we can go back to them. You know, all these moves. What was one? Codex was one like last. Codex was a big one during the COVID sector. I believe they did a reverse stock split, but I remember everyone shorting this, thinking that this company is shit. And yes, in the long run, they are right. In the long run, they are right. You know, this is 5-star, but it's just momentum. And you don't want to short this, okay? Because I believe you, I guarantee you, no one thought, like this move here, no one thought it had the potential of what it did, you know? But it was a good trade. Best ones base on that moving average. The best ones test, fail. Then it takes time. But the big money takes time. The best trades take time to develop. Okay, and RGTI is just that one example. Is you don't want to bet against the herd, and you don't want to fight price action. It's just, it's not worth it. Okay, and I missed this one. Well, no, actually, I got long. Not this. Well, no, I traded QBTS, the same type of play. But this is picture perfect, and this is just, as I mentioned, the stock charts which I go over. QBT has the same type of move. Okay, look at this. Runner does its basing for a couple of months. It tried. It did somewhat, but it's somewhat double top, you know. Hold the ranges. We have a nice run here in April, you know. And another thing, sideways for a couple months, and the big base. And now look where we're at. You know, again, in these theme plays, it's going to offer numerous entries. As I mentioned in most of my recaps, is the best stocks go straight up immediately? Yes, but most of them offer numerous entries, and it was proven. Even on like RGTI, for instance, you could have got long in numerous entries whenever it pulled back on this day here. The best ones pull back and hold on the 10-day moving average and opening ranges, you know. And with this strategy, it's just pretty simple. It's not my rules, but don't try to reinvent the wheel. You just trail 10-day. Trail 10-day. On the hourly, ideally. I mean, some people do 10-day, but again, the longer this goes extended, you know, you want to lock in some gains. So like sometimes I use kind of both, but if I'm gauging, I use the hourly most of the time. But yeah, I mean, that's just that rule. Don't try to fight the herd. Again, price action is king, you know, and I want you to go back on the weekend, use the weekends to study, you know, and QUBT was one I got long, and it failed, and that's sometimes trading happens. I mean, the setup was there, setup's valid. Recent runner from the past, you can see there. In this nice consolidation phase, and I got long as it broke out the ranges, but we failed. I was going for a swing, it gapped down. I tried again the second time, gap down, failed. So what? It happens. But QBTS was a nice trade on that one. I did nail it quite well. I got long at $20. It was really well planned trade. Of course, I did not hold all the way to the high. I'm still working on my process. I sold pretty much in the high 28s, and I missed my initial entry at 26, like a full. I still have a 9-to-5 job, so I missed it. But it's fine. It's still doing its thing. Again, everyone's waiting on the backside, but again, you have to be patient. Okay, always remember, and in a sector themes, there's always going to be a sector leader. Okay, and one of them, IO and Q and RGTI are pretty much the quantum sector leaders in my opinion. Same exact premise. Okay, you have the basing, and you have that range break. Again, look how it holds the 10-day. I want to put this in your brain. Just because a stock goes up, do not ignore it. The best ones offer numerous entries. They do. That's how it's worked for 100 years. It's gonna work like that in the future. I don't see it going away. But the best ones offer numerous entries. That's just how it's done. Okay. But that's pretty much. Again, if you don't have a screener for this, go to FinViz and just look up computer hardware and look at the stocks. You know, it's all the same type of patterns over and over again. It's pretty much, again, you don't have to overcomplicate things, okay? Focus on the momentum winners. Focus on the money. Where is the money going? Ask yourself, where is the money going? You want to follow the money. That's your plan, okay? But my overall thoughts on the quantum, it's really much whatever RGTI does and IO and Q, which is those are the sector leaders. Who knows? Who really knows? I mean, right now looks kind of toppy, but who knows? More sideways the better. You know, we really haven't had like a parabolic yet. That's really what happens in these sector plays. You have a parabolic that goes supernova in a sense, because this is a healthy uptrend. You have a pullback grind, but we really haven't had like a blow off top type of move. So who says this can't go higher? But yeah, that's my thesis on that. And recently, these metals have been working really well. Trump has been hyping it up lately. I believe rare earth stocks, yeah, minerals. I'm not really sure. But USIR, I took a part of 5-star. Again, I missed the initial gap up day there, but I got long as it broke over 30. 5-star setup. Again, look at the sideways tightness action, and really a flag pattern. And I sold today. But in hindsight, it's a good sell. I mean, even after hours, it's going. But same type of deal on CRML, which I missed. This is 5-star setup, 5-star theme play, metals as well. Again, ADR. And one note, in overall sector play, you want to focus on the stock that if you have a small portfolio, like a small account like I do, you want to focus. If you can't, you're not going to be able to trade all of them in a sector. It's impossible, unless you have a large account. But if you're watching this, I assume you don't. But if in overall sector, you want to focus on the one with the highest ADR, because you want to grow your account, organically. And with the highest ADR gives you your best advantage to do that. So focus on that. This one's a 5-star. I missed it. I kind of overtraded today. I got long pretty much at $17 as it was breaking out the ranges. But it's pretty much looking back, it's not really a good buy, because you want to buy it as it was breaking out, the second day, right there, and I missed it. So I mean, even buying here, the setup is valid, but the risk reward shifts dramatically. So I got stopped out, of course, and that's happened on that one. But even another one I got stopped out on was not Naked, Northern Dynasty. Same type of theme, metals. I just love how this is basing really well. The ADR is roughly 10%. But again, long-term chart. Look how it's basing on the hourly. So who knows? Maybe next week it'll go. But that's really all I want to talk about. And of course, there's some other setups as well. But I'll probably just make another video Sunday and just go over that one. But again, if you're watching, I want to tell you that sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. Trading is one of the luckiest things you can do in the world, and one of the hardest things you do in the world. But what separates those who make it and those who don't is just discipline and grit. And this is a 5-star setup as well. I got long at 120, and I sold like a punk too soon. This is the basic premise, okay? Stocks move in stairs. This is 5-star. Again, I mentioned the best stocks offer numerous entries. And look how it based on the 10-day, and look where it's at now. But as I was saying, you don't have to trade every day, okay? Just focus on your methodology, focus on your setups, and just go from there. And again, if you're watching my videos and you might be saying he sounds repetitive, good. If you notice me being repetitive, then stop watching it and execute. You know what to do already. It's not rocket science. People try to make trading be all these big terms, these big words. No, don't listen to them, okay? Just study stock charts on the weekends, look at what made them move, and just go from there, alrighty? But that's pretty much all. But yeah, I'll see you next time.